I'm appalled at the statement made by Mr. Elon Musk. He may be a very successful business entrepreneur. I question his authority to talk about the Indian electronic voting machine. Has he had a look at the machine? Has he made some kind of a test? Has he made a research study of this machine? It's very unfortunate that the Western powers seem to be quite unhappy if anything is done successfully in India. For your information, in 2004, I have an article by an American author, Eric Werner, called The Bombay Ballot. It is on September 29, 2004. He gives a glorious tribute to the electronic voting machines. I'll read a limited portion of what he has said. Remember the Cold War take off Soviet and American scientists being to solve the problem of writing in zero gravity. Yes. NASA spent decades and millions of dollars developing the high-tech American pen. Solved the problem another way, they just used the pencil. This seems to be the case as the world's largest democracy, India, and the world's most powerful, the United States, scramble to solve another technological puzzle. How to count the votes accurately and transparently. This is what he has said in the article. Of course, he has long justified how the Indian voting machine is superior. He further says there is no networking in the Indian electronic voting machine, and it is far superior. And here, the man thoroughly says all electronic voting machines can be hacked. I'm surprised. What authority has he got to question the credibility of the Indian voting machines? I have no doubts whatsoever. It is India's pride. It is operating on its own battery, and there is no question of any internet or OTP or networking problem in this machine. I wish Elon Musk comes here and spends some time with the Bharat Electronics and the Electronic Corporation of India, who manufactures this machine with a remarkably low price. So I have no doubt that Mr. Elon Musk has no authority to question the credibility of the Indian machine. The opposition always wants to find an excuse to question the government. Well, they are well within their rights to question it. But I think they should question on the right information or right facts. They cannot question just because that, Elon Musk has questioned it. They must have the basis. I would like to know whether, I'm not asking any individual, any member of the opposition party, has he had a look at this machine, had an examination of this machine? Two persons who questioned this machine right up to the Supreme Court, they got elected in the subsequent election, and they never talked about the credibility of this machine. I'm referring to Captain Amarendra Singh and Jayalalitha. Yes. They won by the very same machines. Yes. And just because it's an excuse to question the credibility of the machine, it is not to be carried on. And I have no doubts the opposition will certainly question it. Right. Well, they are well within their rights to question it. Yes. But if you want to really improve the electronic voting machine, like what Mr. Rajagopal said, if you want to bring some changes, yes. But don't go back to the ballot system. It's the worst system where we have had history of misuse of the ballot paper system. So we should improve if you want to improve, but you should not go back to the old system. And I have no doubt, right from the beginning in 2004, when I, as the Chief Election Commissioner, had it introduced or implemented in all the polling booths in India for the general elections. I had no doubts then, I have no doubts now. It is the most credible instrument, and we as Indians should be really proud of these local machines. I go right from the first election in 1951-52, when I think Mr. Sukumar Sen was the Chief Election Commissioner. I think he deserves to be recognized for a Bharat Ratna award, because he's the one person who conducted the first election, and where a ballot box was kept for every candidate initially. He had to prepare the voter register. He had to ensure that anybody who had an authentic citizenship record, he had to be allowed to be voted. And a kind of mammoth or massive work. They had to prepare the manuals for the polling officials and so on. And over a period of time, gradually we introduced the electronic photo identity card, and then we also introduced, the the system of identifying the voter register. Along with the voter register itself, the photograph is brought out. And with all that, the electronic voting machine, when we introduced it in 2004, I mean, though it was introduced in piecemeal for some by-elections and some state elections, we had to spread this message across the whole country to tell them this is a vast improvement from the earlier one, because in Bihar, West Bengal, and some other states, we have evidence of paper ballot being misused. That is one. Second, we save so much of paper, tons and tons of reams of paper are saved by an environmental friendly machine such as this. We save time. Fourthly, there is no invalid vote at all in the electronic voting machine. In the earlier system, the paper ballot, there was a scope for invalid votes. So these are many advantages. And saving time and energy and resources is something which we should be really proud of. Right. And it has been a great achievement over a period of time.